We picked so many meatloafs on this trip that the only way to pack them all out is with a bike trailer. Let the gear explosion begin. We are packing for a multi-day shed hunt. We're gonna be camped out quite a ways in, bringing all the things. This is total reality of packing. The organized gear explosions are purely just for show. That said, let's dive into a few things. All right, so some of our food items, we've got Maui Nui venison sticks. There's also some chomps sticks in there. Got some gastronome meals. Got a bunch of rope with carabiner on the end to hang our food. We're gonna be in G-Bear country. My Katadyn Be free filter, my Hyperlight pillow, and inside here I've got my tent booties. We're gonna bring this big solar panel on this trip. Mystery Ranch Metcalf. Got my bear spray on the side with the Bear Blitz. Camera carry via the cotton carrier strap shot. We're packing everything but the kitchen sink, I feel like. We've got about a 5-hour road trip ahead of us, so gotta get back to packing so we can hit the road. For our last shed hunting trip of the year, Keren and I used the mechanical advantage of bikes to go further than most folks would go. The question though, were there wintering bulls this far back? 5.5 hours later, we rolled into where we're gonna camp. Long ways, but mechanical advantage of a bike and a trailer on the bike, huge, so nice. We just got the teepee set up. We're gonna get camp all dialed in, and then we're gonna go for a hike, see what we can't turn up. 'What are the odds I can get it on the first try?
Oh.
Close. We're in some pretty serious G-Bear country. Seeing a lot of tracks coming in. Pretty important to hang your food and anything that smells like anything, hanging in a tree. So on the highest limb we could get to, and it's probably 20 feet up there. Nice. Two hours later, we got it. It's really high. It's like a good 20 feet, but man, it took every bit of both of us to get it up there. So we're gonna go for a shed hike now, and then we're gonna scout out other tree potentials. Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard. Just like the friction was crazy on that thing. Things you do to be bear safe, I guess. What'd you see?
Pretty sure I saw a grizzly bear spooking a bunch of elk. So I thought it was a black bear, but I think he was just standing in the shadow. And then he turned and walked away. And he was very brown. And had a hump on his back. But we'll go up this hill. Maybe we'll glass it up. And then we'll know where not to go tomorrow.
Unfortunately, we didn't see the grizzly bear, but fortunately, we did start seeing some bald bulls. Hiking out and asking the eternal question of, what's for dinner tonight? What are you having for dinner? And we've only got like 3 choices, so. And then Karen's like, what's that? That looks like a stick, maybe. It's not a stick. Check it out.
What can I say about this shed? I thought it was a stick. It's pretty cute. Kind of funky. Little baby bull. I don't want to say this, but so far the only one that found anything, so.
To get drinking water, we use the Katadyn Be filter. This filter only weighs 2 ounces. And to filter water, you just fill the bottle, screw the cap on, and squeeze. It's that simple. The flow rate is about 1 liter per minute, making it a very fast and light way to get clean drinking water. Alright, I got a new stove system this year. This one is the Soto Windmaster. It's got an igniter on it, and it's just a little bit lighter than all the other super light stoves on the market. And it also pumps out quite a flame, boils water really quick. Tonight's dinner, after a long debate of coming off the mountain, sausage rigatoni. No bears came to eat us last night. Surprisingly. I was waiting, listening, almost all night. Where are they? When your gastronome meal ends up all over your face because your facial hair is a little bit too long. I don't know if that's a sign of manliness or a sign of I need to trim my face. Got a bright shiny purple titanium spoon. Almost impossible to lose this thing. You know, everybody's got the kind of the drab silver titanium spoons. So easy to lose. I end up wrapping yellow duct tape all over those, but not this guy. This is Karen's though, so mine's silver. I did get this for Keren because she lost her silver spoon. There's nothing worse than getting back to your tent after a long day and having to go gather firewood for the stove. So before we head out, we cut and gather wood.
Just found this dead coyote. My radio fell in it. Ooh. Meatloaf! There's a meatloaf. Right there. There we go. Sweet. Yes. First one of the day. walking where I spotted that grizzly bear yesterday afternoon, and I turn around and I see this. I'm like, holy there it is. And then I realize that's just an elk bud. Whew. Oh, hi. Not a grizzly bear, just an elk.
How's it going down there?
So nice.
Just out here sunbathing?
Yeah. The sun's finally out. It's not snowing. It's real nice.
Hold up. What's that thing on her elbow? Is that what I think it is? It's a tick. Ugh, yuck. Ah, it's like probably 55 degrees out and sunny. Beautiful day. Getting kind of warm though. Alright, quick breakdown of what I have in my bino harness here, because I got all sorts of stuff. On the side here, I've got my 10 mil. I also carry bear spray. It's good to have backup when you're in prime G-Bear country. Got this little tiny Leo Photo. It's an LH22 tripod. It's literally this big, but I obviously don't glass off this. This is just something I use to mount the camera on to get video clips. Got my radio for keeping in touch with my wife. iPhone in the back. The binos I'm rocking. These are Swarovski's 12x42 NL Pures. Got my zinc face on the side here, along with flosser. The flosser I literally use for flossing my teeth. On this side, I've got my sunnies, as well as a phone scope adapter that I put on my phone that allows me to film through my binoculars. The shirt that I just stripped down to, this is Sika's Radiant hoodie. It's just like a really lightweight sun shirt. Pants, these are Sika's Equinox Guard pants. They are treated with permethrin, so if ticks come in contact with something that's treated with permethrin, it will kill them. A couple things that also makes them tick-proof. There's a built-in gaiter here, and this it's basically just an extra piece of fabric, and it tucks into your sock. So if a tick were to climb up my boot and like head up towards my leg, they wouldn't be able to get through. They would actually run into this barrier. So that's pretty slick. They've also got side vents right here, and they've got a big thick mesh here, and the mesh is so tight that ticks can't get through it. But when you unzip this, you still air out really nicely. And then the boots I'm rocking, these are La Sportiva A Equilibriums. It's been my boot of choice for the last, I think, 3 years. Oh, we can't forget my my old beater Yeti hat. This is a Yeti mesh hat, and I just took the Yeti logo off. You know, everybody's got your favorite hat, and this is mine. So. Since I always carry this, I might as well put it on. So. But it'll literally turn my face white. So I hope I don't run into anybody, because they're going to look at me and be like, what is wrong with you? Or maybe they'll be like, that guy is very skin cancer aware. He's covering up. I just found the hardest shed to find. A spike. Meatloaf! Oh! Can you believe it? Found the spike, and I looked up, and 20 yards up, there's a little tiny raghorn sitting there, so a brown one. After glassing this hill for like 20 minutes, I started walking up it and spotted an antler right out in the open. Unreal. Glassed one up about 500 yards away, so I radioed Keren because it's right in the line of which she's heading, and she started glassing, and I think she found the match. So, little match set, pretty sweet.
Steven's shed is up here, but as I'm walking up, there's a one here, and then there's another one up there. So, 3 sheds. All right, there's shed number 1. Sick. I think it's right there. Well, I thought this might be the match to the antler that Steven spotted, but I think it's its own match. here's the situation so far. It's gonna be interesting to try to get them all on the pack.
Keren's on a roll. She's at like 8,500 feet. I'm at about 9,000 feet. I'm gonna drop down a little bit closer to her elevation and see if we can turn up a few more. So I just dropped down like 20 yards and spotted one.
You can come down and join.
Keren keeps hitting me on the radio, and I think she found like 2 more. I think we're in the zone. Yeah, let's go see what this one is. Ooh, it might be a set. Nice, it's a little set. Cool, check this out.
Oh my god, I spot another one.
Nice, babe. I thought that was a moose paddle right there. The sage is so deep, you pretty much almost have to trip on him. This guy spotted him from about 2 yards away. In the course of about 30 seconds, I added 3 more. Kind of thought we were gonna get skunked. And then just bang, bang, bang. Meatloaf, 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 meatloaf. We did the raghorn roundup. Yeah, so there's 16 sheds here. Most of them came from this one little ridge complex, but all of them came within like a quarter square mile of here. We're gonna have a full bike coming out of here. It's gonna be sweet. Now we load these up and see if we can haul them all out of here. So the trick with packing many sheds out is you gotta strap them all together first and then attach them to your backpack. That way it's just one big single awkward load instead of, like, in this case, like 16 individual awkward loads. So the tactic is lay them out nicely, then we're gonna take some Titan straps, strap them together. In this video, we're going to do a guess the score competition for these sheds right here. Assume a 25-inch spread, guess your score in the comments below, and the person that is closest within 1/8 of an inch will win a Peak 44 Alpine tripod. But now let's talk about this Peak 44 tripod. So it's a standing height tripod. It weighs less than 3 pounds, it's basically 2.9 pounds. It's got a leveling center column, it's got a fluid head on top. You can take the center column out if you want. You can shoot off of it. Pretty sweet tripod. So if you're in the market for a new tripod, especially a standing height one, check out the Peak 44. If you don't win in this giveaway, if you use code Drake at checkout at peak44.com, you can save 10%. We wrapped up day 2 with a stack of antlers and gastronome freeze-dried back at the teepee. Then a Zoleo satellite message from my dad keyed us into one of the better displays of northern lights we've ever seen in the lower 48. Frosted pretty good last night. Boiling water on the wood stove this morning. Gonna eat some breakfast and get to hiking.
This white powder is not what it looks like. It's creatine.
Why do you have creatine every morning in your breakfast?
Because Dr. Huberman said so. It's supposed to help with recovery, muscle building, cognitive stuff. So we're giving it a try. We'll see. We're like on week 2. You have to be consistent with it, so we brought some with us into the backcountry. Or it's cocaine, I don't know.
What you add into your breakfast?
The newest from Gastronome, mini Tabascos for your freeze-dried. Not that they're not delicious without Tabasco, but if you like a little hot sauce, these are awesome. Yum. Oh yeah, it's got a little kick.
Normally I never take solar because I find that it's not very efficient, but right now we have a base camp we're staying at for 3 or 4 nights, and every day I just put out the solar panel. And here I've got a big battery brick. Charges the full, I think, a 2,000 megawatt hour battery brick every day. And at night when we come back to the tent, I just plug all my stuff into the battery brick and recharge. It's still debatable whether I'd bring this on a backpack hunt though. But anytime where you know you got sun and you got a base camp, I think it's pretty slick.
For our final day, we headed way up a remote valley. It looked pretty good from e-scouting, and we could see bald bulls around the area on the previous days. A quarter mile from our camp, we cut a fresh grizzly track over our boot tracks from the previous evening. We also found wolf tracks, and our favorite, ticks.
So we've spotted what we think is a branchler, but a little bit to the right of it, there's another little, probably a branchler sticking up. So we're gonna get closer to it and see if we got fooled. On closer inspection, definitely a branchler. We are exactly 20 miles from the truck, and we found one.
I'm not going down there.
And another white raghorn that we're not going to get. That right there is the scariest creature in the woods. Nice.
Day 3 ended with packing out one white raghorn. Despite thoughts of grizzlies, I slept like a rock that night, sleeping for 9 straight hours. The next morning, we hung out in the teepee, contemplated where the big browns were, and talked gear before the long ride back to the truck.
So, why are you on your phone right now?
Well, we don't have any service, but on every trip, I always make lists of basically what worked and what didn't work, mainly in reference to gear. My current list is, first off, Wiggy Waders. I need to seam seal the holes as my right foot was getting awfully wet crossing those creeks. This is the first trip that I brought the Silky Gomboy saw. My friend Josh Boyd recommended it to me. It's this saw right here, crazy sharp, and one cool thing about it is the cutting motion is when you pull back instead of pushing forward, and so you get it, and it's also got a curve to it, and so this thing bucks through logs like nothing. It's pretty dang sweet. So definitely will be bringing this on all trips moving forward. Especially when you bring the wood stove, having a good way to saw up logs is going to be pretty huge. Which leads me to my next point. An axe for splitting rounds. And Montana Knife Company actually has this little axe. And I think we're going to bring it next time, because we saw up these little rounds, and rounds just in the wood stove just don't burn that well. But I think if we split them, I think they'd burn exceptionally well. And then finally, I just have a note on my solar panel. It worked really well, but I pretty much would only bring it if we were going to be doing a base camp situation where we knew it was going to be sunny and where we could just leave it out all day and charge battery bricks while we're gone. So that's what I'm doing on my phone. Making lists.
Cool.
I'm just going to run through my bike and my trailer setup. So this is a gravel bike. I added these bars up here. Just the vertical bars just makes riding a little bit more comfortable, easier on the back. The trailer portion here, this is a Burley trailer, and it attaches right back to the center axle here. There's this little part that comes with the trailer that you run this rod through, then it attaches, and the whole thing pivots. So you can bend this bike all the way over, and the trailer's still gonna be upright. This trailer is rated to like 200 pounds. We've got like 20 antlers we're gonna try to strap on this thing with our backpacks and see how she goes. But we rode in about 13 miles to do this trip. Performed really well. We did bring an extra pump as well as an extra tube and tire wrenches to swap out in case we got a flat. The big fear though when you're in grizzly bear country especially is bears, for whatever reason, love rubber. And the worry is always that a bear is going to munch on our tires. If that happened, we'd probably have to hike out of here. So that would suck. Fortunately, that did not happen. One thing I've been doing when we leave camp every day is I've actually been peeing either on the tires or right around them, basically just scent mark the zone. So if a G-bear did come rolling through, he hopefully wouldn't chew on the tires. That may be an old wives' tale, but typically if you have a carcass, say you kill an animal, if you pee around the area, like a lot of other animals are gonna be like, ooh, something already scent marked this, something already claimed it, and they're gonna leave it alone. Just because it would really suck if something came back and munched on it. So I want to do everything I can to make sure that does not happen. Let's get to loading this thing up and see how she does. What you got there, babe?
Had to improvise a little bit because my butt really hurt from all the bicycling. So I used a Sitka flip mitt for some extra padding on the way out.
All right, this big pin came out and my wheel about fell off. Fortunately, Keren found this missing piece. It's on the other side here, so we're gonna put this back in and hopefully it fixes it. All right, I think we're back in business. Jeez.
Maybe we're gonna hike out of here after all.
Yeah. We had back-to-back little wrecks. First, my center axle pin came out, and then my chain fell off, and then the chain got caught behind the gears, and then when I put the axle pin back in and tightened it, it like literally got stuck. Now we got her back on, things are aligned, and I think we're good. Hopefully get those little boondoggles out of the way on the front end. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, at least till we get within a mile of the truck.
This was a super fun trip. We saw bald bulls, found a pile of raghorns, survived G-Bear country, and had one hell of an adventure. As we wrap up shed hunting for this year, plans for next year are already forming. And with any luck, we'll find more browns, and our speculation of where are the big ones will no longer be speculation. Now we're going to announce the winner of the Peax Backcountry Duo headlamp from a previous shed hunting video. There were 58 unique comments, and using the random number generator, the winning number is
11!
That's Keren via the ring cam. Number 11. Number 11 belongs to Wyatt O'Day. Wyatt, I will comment on your comment with instructions on how to get your headlamp. So congratulations, and for anyone that wants to try this headlamp out, use code Drake at checkout to save 10%.